It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Okay, this next question has come up a few times in the chat in different ways, but I think Will kind of summarizes it really well. He said, if a 25% savings rate is already achieved, how flexible are the rest of the rules when it comes to car payments and how much you're paying for housing? Because obviously you say 25% of your gross income should be going towards housing. What do you guys think? Is there any flexibility if you already have that 25% investment rate?
So he's saying if I'm saving 25% already, investing 25%, following the financial order of operations, do I have to stick to the other rules? So imagine, Brian, some of the rules he's thinking about is, well, do I have to do 23-8? Do I have to pay off a luxury car inside of 1 year? Do I have to stay inside of these housing rules? What would your answer be to that? Someone who's checking the box on the 25% plus. I mean, I have a thought on how I'd respond. How would you respond?
Well, it also, there are other variables involved here. How old are you when you hit that 25%? If you're somebody who hit saving and investing 25% in your 20s, yes, I think this is a very liberating moment because you've got all the things that are part of the recipe of success financially working for you. You've understand discipline, deferred gratification. You put that money to work at 25%, and you have plenty of time to let it grow. We've hit all three of the ingredients of success. So yes, I do think somebody, and that's why we even designed the financial order of operations in a way that where Will is taking us is he's already through steps 1 through 7, and he's kind of at step 8, which is that point where you can, start buying a nicer car. And I'm even going to be okay if you're taking some of that money and going beyond the 25% for a nicer house. Because if you just do the math on that, now look, I will tell you though that you run into just the reality issues here. If you're saving 20 and saving 25% and investing that, you're probably in a situation where your taxes are 25 to 30% of that. So if your housing is if you go beyond the 25%, I mean, that means that your lifestyle of living is getting squeezed down to a very, 15%. And that's the only thing I would challenge Will is, as long as you're getting the quality of life, the balance of life that you want, because it's back to, I don't want you to be house rich, life poor, or have a super fancy car, but yet you can't ever go hang out with friends, you can't socialize, you can't build memories, you can't go on family vacations because you've compressed your life down to such that it's just not even feasible.
I think what's really interesting, the question I would have for you is, if you're if you're investing 25% already, why do you need to bend the rules? Like, you ought to be in a good enough situation where if you want to go buy a car, you shouldn't have to finance it likely. Or if you want to go buy a house, you should be able to save to where you're able to accumulate a down payment that allows you to put 20% down without crossing over that 25% threshold. So once you're saving in that manner, what it allows you to do is have a lot more freedom around the decisions that you make, that you don't have to stretch and bend the rules anymore because you're already crushing it. Now, you said something really, really important, Brian, that I think we get a lot of folks who were working through the financial order of operations. If you don't know what that is, go to moneyguy.com/resource. Hold it up, Brian. Moneyguy.com/resources. Check out the free deliverable. You can have it. It's yours to use. Some of our young folks, and I remember this, Brian, when I was in college, I could make $20 last me like 2 whole weekends, right? Like I could live on it and then have 2 weekends. And I got my very first job when I graduated, and I was rich, right? Like, cause all I had was rent and nothing else. So yeah, I could have, in those very early stages, I could have like a crazy high savings rate. If I had a 40% savings rate because I was early on in my career, and I would have started making some decisions on, I'll go have a 35% housing cost, or I'll go finance a car for 7 years. And then life began to change. All of a sudden, mom and dad are like, hey, not on our insurance anymore, or hey, you got to go pay for your own gas, or hey, whatever that thing is. Be careful feeling too comfortable too soon. There is some relativity you have to take into account with how stable and structured you are in life right now. Are you that person who's already bought the farm, got the family, done the kids, and things are stable-ish? as stable as the messy middle can be? Or are there still a lot of big life things that have not yet happened for you? I haven't got my career. I don't live in the place I'm going to live, or I haven't started the family I'm going to start. I'd be careful stretching any rules before you start having those kind of things fall into place.
Well, I was just because something hit me while you were talking about is that you could set on autopilot that you're going to save and invest 25%. But you could get yourself in a situation where that's only possible because you are also increasing the debt of your life.
Yep.
Because that 25% investing and saving means that it's really, truly a financial benefit and resource. If every year you're having to run up credit card debt, or you had to go refinance your house, or you're faking your life, you're not really making it, just be careful of that. So that's the only thing I would say, Will, is that because I don't want you realize the most you can spend is 100% of your money. Mm-hmm. And if you find when you do your net worth statement that debt is going up every year, and it's not because you actually bought an asset, because I think you made the statement of if it was real estate. Maybe that's okay if it was a one-time thing. There's some upcoming cash flow things coming your way with income increasing and so forth. But I'm worried about people who are faking it until they make it by using debt as the bridge to get them there, because that's never a good way to get there as well.
Agreed.